And it's Ken Kraetzer for Sons of the American Legion Radio, coming to you from Dallas, Texas, from the famed Cotton Bowl Stadium. I have to say I'm thrilled to visit. Growing up, I watched so many games here from the Dallas Cowboys and from the University of Texas, some of the Texas-Oklahoma games, and the famed Cotton Bowl games here on New Year's Day. Just very historic stadium, and it's got a stadium that's got a neat, old-fashioned look to it. I mean, there's no luxury boxes, just seats and bench seats at that. And it's kind of a throwback stadium to the 1950s, 1960s era of college football. So it's sort of like one of those shrine places, with the Rose Bowl and a few other places, Soldier Field, Notre Dame Stadium, a few other places, of course, Michie Stadium, where we are so proud to be able to cover the Black Knights. So a great day. We're just seeing a lot of preparations going on. We just watched the West Point Band rehearse. They will be performing tomorrow in the pregame and then also in the halftime festivities. And here at the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl. And of course, what we're here for, the game between West Point at 8-5 on the season, 7-5 on the season, playing their first bowl game since 2010, which actually was here in Dallas, across town at SMU Stadium, where they beat SMU that day. Steve Anderson, Josh McNary, Trent Steelman, that whole team. A great day for them. So they'll play North Texas, who we saw at Michie Stadium in October. And they played a terrific game against West Point, winning 35-18, a game that West Point was really kind of expected to win. They've got a great quarterback, Mason Fine, throws for 157 yards a game, and a big running back, Jeffrey Wilson, who had 160 yards against Army back in October. And they have a good receiver, Thaddeus Thompson. And so they are a good team. They've got a big offensive line. I got to check their chart. I just got they have an offensive tackle on the left side who I think is 330, 6'5", 330, and I think I'm being conservative. And that can really wear out a defense when you have players that big. And but Army coming off really their biggest win in, I don't know how many years you want to call it, 20, 25 years since perhaps when they won a bowl game back in the 1990s. And we all who were in Baltimore for that day will remember watching the clock run out and the jubilation there was after the Army victory over Navy, 21-17. And the cadets flooding the field, listening respectfully to the Navy anthem, which was sung first, and then running over to the corner where the West Point Band was set to perform the West Point alma mater, which was performed second. And just the utter jubilation. I was just recalling to a couple of people here that Jeremy Timpf, the Army captain, it took him 30 minutes to get off the field because they had speeches in the locker room and with the superintendent, General Caslin, and Boo Corrigan, and the Secretary of the Army, Eric Fanning, and General Milley, the Chief of Staff in the Army, speaking to the team. And also, actually, you got to say a very poignant moment when Brandon Jackson's mother was introduced. She had spoken to Coach Monken outside the locker room, and then went in. Was asked to come in and talk to the team and exchange hugs. So heartfelt with members of the team and coaches that day. But that was a couple of weeks ago. Now the challenge for Army is to get to that same level to be competitive against a very good North Texas team playing basically just across town from their campus. I'm sure they'll have a lot of people here rooting them on, and they want to end their season with a big victory, which would really be a nice capstone. Certainly would be for Army to get to 8 wins. It's been a long time since Army won 8 games. probably 20 years, probably back to that mid-1990s set of teams. I have to check that. But the 2010 team just won 7. The bowl win was their 7th. So, keys for Army to avoid the turnovers. They had 5 turnovers against North Texas, 2 early in the game and then 3 late in the game. And key just to try to get the running game. Use, as we saw against Navy, get Andy Davidson, the fullback, and Darnell Woolfolk productive early. And then give Ahmad Bradshaw some help. Get a few plays out to Jordan Asbury when he's got so much speed going to the outside. And then just the 6 or 7 runners that can come in and be productive for Army. And then and then it's really a function of the offensive line who've been playing so well this year. And you got to start with the play of Bryce Hall in the center, the junior center, coming back from a serious injury, basically lost a year of playing time, and just to virtually play the whole season at center. And when you're running the ball well and being productive, the play on offense starts with the center, often overlooked. And he's had a terrific year, just leading the offensive line. And it was deserving that he and Jordan Smith were selected to be the 2 alternate captains for the Navy game, along with Andrew King and Jeremy Timpf, who have been the captains all season long. So on the defensive side, Army just got to play their game, shut down North Texas, avoid big plays, work on tackling, avoid like that one mishap they had where they let Navy have the 41-yard run, which was missed tackles, and just get off the field, as we said, talk with Coach Monk, and get 3 and outs, which they've been so good at this year. This has just been the best Army defense we've seen. Timpf and King lead the team in tackles, and Xavier Moss and Ryan England, the safeties, give Army so much strength up the middle. The guys up front, John Voigt, Jordan Smith, some of the others have really done a good job, mostly very without a lot of credit. In fact, I'm going to go to Coach Munkin's radio show tonight, and I might ask him about that. John Voigt's always been one of the players the coaching staff has said just outworks everybody and then outperforms everybody. And so an opportunity for Army to show how far this program has progressed in 3 years with a good performance. And a good performance now is a win. Tomorrow against North Texas, and we'll see what if they are ready to play, if they're at the same kind of pitch they were for the Navy game, and that they can play it for 4 quarters, not have a lapse like they did in the Navy game at the beginning of the 3rd quarter, which let Navy get the 17 points. So anyway, it should be fun. To 12 noon East Coast start, 11 o'clock here on ESPN. We're talking with Rich DeMarco. You may see the interview up on our Facebook page, West Point Football Report. Also follow us on Twitter at Suns Legion Radio. And I just want to mention and thank our sponsors, which enable us to be down here in Dallas and cover this game for you and for all the service men and women.